So who would you say is the best player of the week?
Honestly, gotta say, I hope you're ready for this. Geno Smith.
Geno Smith?
Geno Smith had an amazing game, man. He was the most impressive on a team where Russell Wilson is out injured with a broken finger. You get him in, and you think, oh, man, he's just going to manage the game. 2 touchdowns. I think it was like over 100, maybe even 150 yards, something like that. Yeah, he managed the game to a certain extent, but to throw in those 2 touchdowns, man, that was big. And that's what got them to win. So on a team that's hurting at obviously the most important position in football, to have the backup quarterback come in and be that influential into the game, and also they the backup. Nobody is expecting the backup to play that good. So I got to give it to him. He had a good game. I think he threw for like 20 or 24 or something like that too. It was a nice thing to see. It was way better than what he was when he was on the Jets. I can tell you that.
That Geno Smith is crazy. Like, he did come in and stepped up. My best player of the week is Tom, Patrick, Edward, Jermaine Jackson, Brady. Because even though he lost, my fantasy team was looking very suspect and had like a 40% chance of winning. And I was cursing his name, saying like, come on, bro. Last week he had a bunch of touchdowns, no yards. Then I was thinking about the game in New England. We had a bunch of yards and no touchdowns. And then he went off. And like the person I was playing against had Mike Evans. But then he threw a touchdown to Godwin, and it was like, okay, yeah, I needed that. And he put up 72 fantasy points for me, giving me the victory. So yes, I'm very cheap. My best player of the week is for sale. If you're on my fantasy team, you do good. So
I don't blame you, bro.
Shout out to 12.
I don't blame you. Might as well throw some fantasy in there. Might as well.
Speaking of fantasy, I'm going to go to my worst player of the week. You know who that is? Robbie Anderson. Why? Because he's on my fantasy team, and he played a game, and he put up a goose egg, just out there running around. Who does that? He had no points, no receptions, nothing, no catches, no targets. He couldn't get open the whole game, bro. You suck. Worst player of the week. How about you?
Oh, man. I think I picked Justin Herbert, man. I mean, for a quarterback who looks so promising, quarterback who people was putting in the MVP conversation a couple weeks ago, for him to throw 2 picks, along with his 2 touchdowns, but lose the game is what did it for me. I'm just like, come on, man. You gotta come out and you gotta be ready to play. And the crazy thing about it is that the announcers kept talking about how, Justin Herbert lost to New England Patriots before. He never loses twice to a team. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. And the man drops the fucking L, man. Come on now.
Come on.
But yeah, it was tough to watch. Because I was watching that game. I'm like, man, I was rooting for him. Like, I don't know what it is about Belichick. I want to see him beat Brady. But I still don't like Belichick for whatever reason, because I just feel like he's a cheater. But
he is.
Yeah, so I'm rooting against the man. And sure enough, come out of nowhere, pull up, a good defensive game. His quarterback, Mac Jones, have a good game. It's just like, come on, man. He didn't have an amazing game, but he had a good game. He ain't throw no picks. So
that's Brady football right there.
Yeah, don't turn the ball over. Yep.
I feel you. I was bigging up Justin Herbert before the game, in the beginning of the game, and he embarrassed the fuck out of me. They was like, Justin Herbert? Like, yeah, man, I'm telling them all this stuff, how I like watching them play and stuff, and then he throws a pick. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, because like I was saying, I didn't know who he was before this season, and then the season started, and I first saw him when I gave him worst play of the week, when he froze and had a grounding call. Yeah, ever since then I've been watching him, and he been killing. I can't. He embarrassed me, so I vouch for your worst player of the week.
Man,